Konnichiwa, hello, my name is Miki and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys products that I just can't. Basically, products that did not work for me or that I just don't like. So if you guys are new here or you enjoy my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to hit that bell notification so you know when my videos go up. And my disclaimer, if you are super sensitive to profanity or if you are easily offended, then this is not the place for you. I'm a no filter bitch and I have no idea what's going to come out of this mouth, so keep that in mind while you're watching. So if you guys are interested in my little basket here of things that did not work for me, then just stay tuned. Oh, it is hot as all balls today in my room. So once again, if you hear any noise, I apologize. I have to have my makeup room open or I'm just gonna melt in here, and nobody wants that. Nobody wants to be a hot, sweaty mess on camera. Today, I finally put on some makeup. I have not put on makeup since last video that I did, and it's all because of this. This simple ass look took me 2 fucking hours. I don't know why it took well, I know why it took so long, because I mean obviously, but it just took for fucking ever, and I'm so tired of not being able to use both hands because everything takes a lot longer than it should, and doing simple ass tasks just aren't simple anymore. So hopefully within the next week or two I will find out what the hell is really going on with my wrist. So because I still can't do too much with my right hand, you're going to be seeing not a lot of makeup videos because it's really hard for me to put on makeup. Do you know how long it took me to get these fucking lashes on? Like, it took for fucking ever because I had to do it with my left hand. I had to be super duper careful. I did the left eye lash 3 times before I got it on like this. So I'm just a hot mess. That's just what life has been like for me lately, is just one-handed, left hand doing everything. Now let's get into the first product. I have makeup, I have skincare, basically just those 2 things. I'm gonna go in with makeup first. Now the first thing I have is the Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer. Now I know a lot of people love this because it's one of those pore filling primers. I personally prefer the NYX pore filler because that's just my all-time favorite. It works well, it actually sinks into the skin. With this Tarte primer, I am really not that big of a fan because it does not sink into my skin. It just sits on top, and whenever I go to rub it in more, it pills or bunches up, and I don't really like that because that means that it's not really doing anything for your skin. It's not absorbing into the skin. Now this isn't something like skincare where it's super supposed to absorb into your skin. It's supposed to fill in your pores, but I feel like with the NYX pore filler, it fills it up and then all the excess kind of spreads out. With this one, it just kind of stays in the same place, which is why I think it falls up. But I just really don't like this one, and I think that it's so freaking expensive when there are so many other drugstore alternatives out now that do pore filling just like this. I've used this maybe 2 or 3 times and I just really don't like it. I kept having the same problem where it would just ball up. So this is just a product that I just can't stand. The next one is also a primer. It is the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Primer. Now I honestly cannot stand this. This has so much shimmer in it. It is hydrating, but I just don't like how there is, you know, a sheen to it, a shimmer. Hopefully you guys can see it on camera, but do you see that sheen? I'm really not into that because I am a dry girl, and whenever there is something like this hydrating primer but there's sheen to it, that can get caught on your dry spots and accentuate those dry areas, and I'm just really not into that. I actually prefer the regular e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer as opposed to this guy, just because I cannot stand that shimmering, shiny sparkliness that's supposed to give you from that glow within type of look when you put your foundation over it. But for me, it's just an extra added layer of sheen, which is why I prefer the original more than this one. I've used this a couple times, and every single time it really clings to my dry patches. It accentuates them. It kind of makes them a little bit more noticeable as well because you're adding texture with the Poreless Putty Primer getting caught in the dry areas. And so I just really can't stand this product, and I don't think I'll ever be reaching for it again. The next product I have is a little mini, and it came in this travel size set that I got from Ulta. This is the IT Brow Powder, and that's all it says. It's the IT Cosmetics Brow Powder, and this is in Universal Taupe. Now, I went online and looked for this to see if there was any other shades of a brow pencil, and there isn't. So I don't know who thought that everyone is a taupey color, but it's not universal. Like, brow pencils to me cannot be universal, because what if you're a redhead? Like, redheads aren't gonna look good with a taupey eyebrow. You get what I'm saying? Now, if you look at my hair, it's dark, it's brown. It is a little bit on the cooler side as opposed to the warm side, but whenever I use this, it looks like a taupey, like gray brown type of color. And I don't know, this pencil is advertised as if you put more pressure on it, it's gonna get darker, but I don't see how that's going to work, because no matter how much you press it into the skin, it's still going to be the same color. It's just going to be either more opaque or less opaque. So I really don't understand this. I've worn this maybe 2 or 3 times out of the house, and every single time I felt like people were staring at my brows because they were this color instead of like the color that I have on now, which is a lot more darker. And I just don't understand how this could be a universal shade. So this is just something that I'm just really not into. So the next product is a very long name, so let me take a deep breath. This is the CoverGirl Olay Simply Ages Hyaluronic Complex and Vitamin C Improved Formula 3-in-1 Foundation. Oh my fucking god. I don't know why there is so much shit here on the front, but I've tried this a couple of times and I cannot stand this foundation. I don't know how anybody can wear this. It will not adhere to my skin ever. I don't know what's wrong with it. Maybe it's because my skin is just so dry, but I really don't have any other problems with any other foundation sticking to my skin, no matter how dry or not dry my skin is. But this, for some reason, just did not want to like adhere to my skin. It would lift anytime I would try to buff it out of an area that I had already put foundation on. I can't build it up to save my life. This has very sheer coverage for me, because again, every time I put it down, it like dries down, and when I go on to put another layer to get a little bit more coverage, especially on my jawline here, which is where I have most of my active acne, it would take away the coverage. So I was always left with sheer coverage no matter what. And for this to say that there's hyaluronic acid in here, I really don't see that, because I have really dry skin. And this is supposed to be good for dry skin, I believe, because why else would they advertise hyaluronic acid on here? But this clinged to my dry patches so much, it was ridiculous. Like, I looked like a patchy, dry, flaky, cakey, weird mess. It's so strange. It's like sheer but cakey around the nose and cakey around dry spots, but it doesn't blend out. And I just honestly don't understand this foundation. Like, I just don't understand how people can use this. Maybe my skin is just not the one for it, but honestly, I can't stand this thing. The next product is a little bit more of a higher end product. It's not drugstore is what I'm trying to say. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Blush Trio. Now, when I first got this, I actually really loved it, because I absolutely love the shades in here. The shades in here are so beautiful, especially if you're a pale princess like I am. But look at the compartment. Like, it is so fucking hard to put this blush on without getting any of the other colors on the brush. Say if I were to use this Real Techniques brush, it's so big that if I were to want to get the coral shade, I would be dipping into not only the coral shade, but also the baby pink shade. And I just don't see this really working out for a lot of people unless you're using like a really teeny tiny brush for your blush. Even when I use like this brush, this is my new Japanesque brush, it still is a little too big for the palette, and you end up picking up other colors, and I just really don't like that. I feel like maybe if this was a blush duo, kind of like Cover FX came out with, it would be a lot better, because the pan sizes would be a little bit more equal, and I feel like that would be a better way to get your brush into the palette. But with this, it is just so freaking hard to get your brush in there if you want one color. Now, if you want to use all of these colors, go right ahead. You can swirl your brush in there and not really give a damn, but I'm the type of person who sometimes I just want to wear the coral blush, or I just want to wear the mauvey pink blush, and I can't do that with this palette because they're just so close together. There's just no freaking way. And so I found myself not really reaching for this, because it's just so freaking hard to apply the certain color that I want. By the way, you guys, just because I don't like these products doesn't mean I don't like the brand. Some of these brands are they're my favorite. Like, Elf is my favorite brand. I absolutely love CoverGirl, but these products just didn't work for me. So it's nothing against the brand. So the next product is the Elf Calm Balm. Now, this is one of those, I'd say, like gimmicky products. It's kind of iffy because it says that there's hemp derived cannabis sativa seed oil in here. This literally does nothing for my lips. I've tried it for 2 or 3 weeks every single day, and all it is like a film of oil on my lips, and that's all it does. I don't feel like it moisturizes my lips. I don't feel like it helps my dryness at all. And so I really don't understand this lip balm because it really doesn't do anything. This is just basically oil over your lips. It's not going to absorb into your lips and help the dryness or anything like that. At least it didn't for me. It does add a little pretty sheen if you're looking for something that makes your lips look like they're moisturized. But as the day goes on and this wears off, your lips are still going to be super duper dry, and you're just going to be like, what the hell? Like, I've been putting this on forever, and it just doesn't work for me. The next product is another CoverGirl product. This is the Perfect Point Plus eye pencil. I cannot stand this fucking pencil. I don't know why there are so many good reviews on this. I believe there were a lot of good reviews on Target. I can't remember what website, but this pencil is seriously a joke. It moves around so much. It doesn't dry down for me. It transfers to the hood of my eyes. I've even worn this on my waterline and it bled so badly. I've also worn it on my lash line, but it bleeds so badly. I don't know how a pencil product can bleed, but a lot of times throughout the day, whenever I'm wearing makeup, I get really watery eyes because I wear contacts, and so throughout the day my eyes get dry. I'll put in water drops, and sometimes I get a little wet in the under eyes. This just ran straight down my face. I looked a hot fucking mess because I was actually out shopping the first time I tried this. I figured because there were so many great reviews, this eye pencil is gonna adhere to my skin. It's gonna stick there and stay there, and it's gonna be a great eyeliner that I can just smudge out if I want to make like my lash line look a little bit more voluminous and thicker. But it just ran so much, it transferred, and it is literally the worst black eyeliner pencil I have ever used. I've used like really cheap back in the day like Wet n Wild pencils, and those were even better than this guy. So if you see this, just don't even bother. The one thing I do like about this though is the packaging. It is a twist top, and it has this little like plastic thing, and it just pushes up the eyeliner. But other than the packaging, this thing is basically just shit. So don't get this if you want to have raccoon eyes by the end of the day. So the next couple of products are going to be face products, basically skincare that I just can't stand or it just did nothing for me. The first one is the Mario Badescu drying lotion. I don't know what the fuck this is for. Honestly, I've tried this so many freaking times. Now, in this little bottle here, you have kind of like a 2-point system, I guess. There is like a very strong smell to this. I don't know what the smell is. Oh, it actually almost smells like Biofreeze, the stuff that you put like on your neck whenever you have like a muscle pain or whatever. And this, oh, okay, now I just realized what this is. Wow, I don't know why I just didn't look at the fucking ingredients list. But this has isopropyl alcohol at the top of the list, water, calamine. Well, now I know what the pink shit is in here. I was wondering what the pink stuff at the bottom of the bottle was. I could have swore it was calamine because this kind of reminded me of when I had chickenpox as a kid, and my mom put like that pink lotion on my chickenpox, and this kind of just reminded me of that. But there is calamine in here. There's camphor, sulfur, zinc oxide, talc, glycerin, salicylic acid, and titanium dioxide. Now that I'm reading the ingredients, I'm like, what the hell? I do not really recommend putting this on your face at all, because the fact that isopropyl alcohol is at the top of the list, that is just ridiculous to me. You should not be putting that type of alcohol on your face directly. So basically at the top here, we have the alcohol and the water, and then on the bottom, we have the calamine and I believe the sulfur and the talc. So what you're supposed to do with this is you're supposed to dip in a Q-tip. You're not supposed to shake this at all. It's supposed to be like a weird process. But what you do is you stick the Q-tip down all the way to the bottom, and what it does is it picks up the calamine and it coats the rest of the Q-tip in the alcohol. With the Q-tip soaked, you go ahead and spot treat your acne. I just didn't see anything happen with this. Like, literally, it just made my skin dry, but it wasn't like it made the acne dry out from within, if that makes sense. If you're using products like I'm using right now, the prescription grade retinol, if I were to put that on one of my acne spots, the next day it would be completely eradicated. It would be very dry. It basically sucks the acne from the inside out. That way, all the goopiness and the gunkiness, the nasty bacteria insides kind of just dries out. With this, I felt like all I was doing was putting alcohol on my face, but without the whole drying system, like getting the acne to come to the surface. This did not do any of that. Normally, drying formulas will bring all the pus to the surface of your acne. This did nothing. Like, I don't know why people use this. I don't know why I didn't read the ingredients list, because I do that all the time now. But I think when I got this, I just was like so excited to try it, and it just didn't occur to me that this is straight fucking alcohol. So you should not be putting this on your face, even to spot treat, because it's just too much alcohol. Now, I don't think I'll be buying any more Mario Badescu products, because a lot of their products that I've tried have not worked for me. The first thing that I tried for them was their rose water spray, which I absolutely love, but it really has no actual skincare benefits. I use that as more of like a feel-good type of spray throughout the day, or to set my makeup, because there is glycerin in it, but it's not a great toner or astringent. It's really just flavored water, or like scented water. And so I only use the sprays, but I've used the vitamin C from Mario Badescu. For the first couple of weeks, I did see like clearer skin way back when, but then I started using it again and it did absolutely nothing. And then this guy here didn't even like dry out my acne or anything like that. And so I think for Mario Badescu, I'm only just gonna stick to the facial sprays, but I don't think I'll be trying out any more of their other skincare products, because they just don't really work for me. Last face or skincare, whatever you want to call this is like wax strips for your face. This is from the brand Flamingo. I don't know if you've seen this brand, but they have it in Target. It's kind of a newer cruelty-free brand. They do shaving razors, shave cream, and then they started coming out with these little wax kits. Now, I do like the fact that it's really cool looking. Like, it comes in this little envelope and you have a whole entire wax kit in here. I like the packaging because it's very, very minimal. What this is basically a face wax. I cannot stand this product at all. It does not take out any of the hairs. I've tried short hairs, medium hairs, long hairs. Like, I tried growing out my mustache just to see if this wax would work better with longer facial hair. Absolutely not. It just doesn't work at all. Also, after you pull the wax off, all the wax doesn't come off your face. So you're left there with like lumps of wax on your skin. Now, the only way to get off that sticky ass residue on your face is by using this calming serum that comes inside the package. It says wax off, roll on. Now, if you open this packaging, it has a little roller ball inside of it, and you're supposed to like, you know, roll it onto wherever you put the wax, and then you can kind of wipe off the wax with the post-wax cloth. So for me, this is just way too many fucking steps to be waxing my mustache. I have to put on the wax strip. I leave it on there for a couple of seconds. I rip it off. Then I wipe it off with this guy, and then I put on the serum. It's just too much fucking work. Like, I don't want to have to sit here and try to scrub excess wax off my skin, because a lot of the times when you're doing that, you're creating friction in your skin. You can damage or irritate your skin really badly, especially if there's wax on it, because I've seen some people actually sit there and kind of like pick at the wax off their face, and that's just not a good deal. Like, you shouldn't be doing that at all. You shouldn't have to be doing that with wax. It should come off like very nicely and not leave any residue on your face. But this just leaves so much wax residue, and then you have to wipe it off with a cloth. The cloth is so freaking oily. It's like a weird, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's such a weird, oily, like slimy type of wipe. And even after you wipe it off, there's still residue, like greasy residue on your fingers. Your face looks very oily and shiny. And I just really don't recommend this, because not only does it not take off the hair on your face, but there's just so many steps, and there's just so much like stress when I use this, because I have to concentrate on getting the wax off. And then after the wax is off, my face is super red from using this cloth, and then using the serum is just too much. It's just too much, okay? And it also really, really dried out my skin after using it. I don't know if there's something in these wipes. I mean, there's no ingredients list on the actual wipes. I don't know what made my skin so red. It was probably just from rubbing, trying to get the wax off. So I just believe that if you're using a waxing system, you shouldn't have to sit there and fight with the residual wax on your face. And so for this little wax kit, I'm just gonna say bye-bye. So the last two products are basically same type of products, just different in a way. The first product I have is the Paul Mitchell Ella Puhi shampoo. My friend actually gave this to me because it did not work for her, and it made it into this video because it doesn't work for me either. Now, just a little background. My friend has very thin American hair. When I say American, it's because most Americans have very thin, soft hair, and she has very thin, soft hair. Her hair is also naturally blonde, so we are completely the opposite. So anything that she doesn't like using, she always gives to me to try out, whether it's for YouTube or just to try out in general to see if I like it, because we both don't really like wasting products. So we go back and forth by trading products that we don't like, and sometimes it works better for her than it does for me, and vice versa. And this is one of those things that it just did not work for either of us. When my friend used this, she said it left her hair feeling very, very oily. Now, when I look at this, it says that it's for all hair types, and it just says that it brightens hair by removing dulling buildup. So I'm not exactly sure what that means, because normally when I think of buildup or oil, like it makes your hair kind of shiny and oily looking, not really dull. If you guys have watched any of my videos that have to do with hair, you know that I don't know the single first fucking thing about hair. I'm just not a hair person, as you can see from my hair today. But it did the same thing for me. It made my hair so fucking oily. It was ridiculous. I had not had that kind of oily hair after one day after wash in so freaking long. I have not put heat to my hair in months now because I'm trying to get my waves to be a little bit more natural, and they're getting better and better by the day. But as you can see, it's still very, very frizzy, so I'm probably gonna have to have a lot more trims before I get to like my actual healthy natural hair. Most of this is natural, but I think these ends right here have just been kind of fried from all the hot tools that I've used all my life. But anyways, this just made not only her hair very, very oily, which again, she has very thin blonde American hair, and I have very thick voluminous, a lot of hair, meaning like the count of my hair is a lot. My hair is very heavy and it soaks up a lot of product. It's also very, very dry, and so for this to be a moisturizing shampoo to make me oily, that's saying a lot, because when I say I'm dry, that means from top to bottom, from scalp to my toes, I am dry. And so the fact that this made me oily, just no. And there's about this much product still in it, so I'm probably going to be donating this because this is one of those like super size bottles. And I guess when my friend was using this a long time ago, it used to work for her, but now it does not, because again, everybody's body constantly changes over the years as you get older. And so this is just going to be something that I'm going to have to donate because it just does not work on your girl's hair. The next one is another Paul Mitchell product. This is the Supercharged Treatment. This is for intense hydration. It's ultra rich. Now I'm gonna guess this is kind of like a conditioner. It says use weekly, apply a small amount to clean damp hair, leave on 3 to 5 minutes, rinse. Okay, so it's basically a weekly hair mask. And this also made my hair so fucking oily. I could not stand it. Like literally the day after, my hair was so oily. I actually used, I can't lift that other one up, but I used this one and the shampoo in conjunction together. Made it so oily. I used the shampoo alone, my hair was oily. I used this alone with other shampoos, it was oily. So basically these two products just make my hair oily. Now I don't have anything against Paul Mitchell because I actually really love their super skinny serum, and I also love their super skinny shampoo. But these shampoos that are for all hair types, they just do not work for me. And now this one, it says it's an ultra rich deep treatment that helps make hair soft, shiny, and more manageable. Infuses moisture for luscious, healthy looking hair. No, it completely oils up my hair. I don't know what the hell is wrong with this. Again, my friend has very thin, dry American hair. I have very thick, voluminous, coarse hair, and we both got very oily from it. We didn't see like any kind of good results. It didn't make my hair shiny, except if you want to count oily as shiny. It didn't really detangle my hair. It was just a weird product. Like, I don't know what's wrong with these two particular products, but they just really didn't work. And I'm starting to realize that anything that says for all hair types hasn't really worked for me. Most of the products that I use on my hair have to be for normal to dry hair types or for dry hair types. If they say for all hair types or for oily hair types, they just don't work for me completely. So I think I'm going to stay away from all hair type of products from now on, because I've been trying so many like shampoos and conditioners on my channel, and a lot of the time I've noticed that the all hair type ones just simply don't work for your girl here. So that is all the products that I have that I'm going to be either donating or getting rid of. Again, just because I didn't like these products doesn't mean I don't like the brand. If I don't like the brand, you guys, you will fucking know, okay? I will flat out say I don't like the brand, I don't like what they stand for, blah blah blah. Like, you will know straight up firsthand if I do not like a particular brand. All right, you guys, so that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it for you. If you did, please hit a thumbs up, and don't forget to click that big red button that says subscribe. Also, don't forget to hit that bell notification so you know when I post my videos. And as always, if you have any tips, tricks, questions, comments, or if you simply want to talk shit, leave it on the comment section below, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.
Nights are rolling over me. That's not how it's supposed to be.